YouTube. Welcome to Talk live on YouTube. This is YouTube. That's IG.
Welcome.
My in-studio guest is still here with me. That is King Onan. Say hello to the people, King Onan.
Hello.
You had a few fans come for you on the last show.
Yeah,
they did. They came to say hello. They wish to give you greetings and salutations.
Yeah.
I know what that usually means, anyways, but usually it comes in a trench coat with nothing else on.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it is what it is. When you're 6'3", there are no mini me's. You know what I mean? So there you go. Oh, 6'4". Sorry, 6'4". I'm sorry. I cheated him out of an inch. Jesus Christ. The air up there is so fantastic. Anyways, you still getting calls from these ladies? Just tell them to shut off the phone.
I gotta shut the phone off.
Shut the phone off.
I'm getting some fans calling.
Jesus, get these girls off your phone for Christ's sake. Tell them to leave you alone. You're doing a show for crying out loud. One of the few times you have to actually be focused. Jesus Christ, other than on the ladies. God damn, man.
Yeah, they try to bug me all the time.
Anyway, back to Talk live on IG, YouTube. Sponsored by Duntalk, DUNTLK.com. Follow Winter Line out now. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And so let's get on with this because it's been a day and a half, especially with what you've had to experience, what I just experienced, technical issues, delaying our recording for about 45 minutes because Streamlabs decided it wanted to go on strike like the writers and the actors, such as yourself. Anyways, you're the reason. You're the reason. You brought your disease, your acting disease on this thing. You brought your acting disease here, and then it started to stop. No, I don't want to work. I want to get a new deal. So I had to get a new Streamlabs. So
I'm the reason for the infection.
You're the reason for the infection. We're blaming you. We're blaming all actors now. That's it. That's the reason why all things are not. We're not missing any words. Anyways,
this guy is relentless.
I am relentless today. I am on the warpath today, and you know what? Time to get on the warpath with this show. It's been long overdue, so let's get on to it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as we have been saying in our... Let me just angle this down here so that my Instagram people... No, cancel. I didn't say pause the bloody recording, did I? Anyways, now Instagram's rebelling. Now it wants to strike. Instagram wants to strike. Streamline wants to strike, now Instagram wants in. But I said, Instagram, listen, don't worry about these guys anyway. So we're going to get into this right now. Talk live on IG and YouTube. And we're going to talk about this. The story heard around the NFL, the story heard around the music world, the story heard around pop culture.
Yes.
And that is the dynamic duo of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, the new power couple. White people had to have a power couple. We had Jay-Z and Beyonce for too long. They had it for too long. Remember the last power couple for white people? Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, remember them?
Yes.
That was the last power couple for black people.
Yeah.
White people had the Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, and they were away from the spotlight now for the last 5-6 years now. Pre-pandemic, they're pre-pandemic.
Quiet.
They kept it quiet, but white people can't let us have the spotlight for long. Jay-Z and Beyonce been there way too long, so they had to get something together. You know what I mean? Some sort of music entertainment. But they got sports and entertainment this time, and they have their saying hello to Brian Marcial. Remember Brian?
Yeah.
He's in the house. He's in the house. Hello, Brian. How are you? And white people had to get their stuff together and get their own power couple back. And now they have Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. And Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift have rocketed, and I mean rocketed, sales in the NFL for jerseys, sales in terms of Instagram. Travis Kelce's Instagram followers are through the roof. Mm-hmm. What was it? The Swifties? They call them Swifties now.
Yeah. Kansas City merchandise.
Well, that's right. That's the NFL merchandise. NFL merch.
Blow it up.
NFL merch is way up, way up.
Yeah.
And the views on the league. I mean, they don't even do highlights anymore. They just do sightings of Taylor Swift. And that's pretty much their highlight reels for the night.
Yeah.
So, let me say this. I'm going to move my camera, my angle this way so I can catch the mic. Okay, we're good. So, yeah. Listen, it's all good tidings in the NFL. It's all good tidings in music. It's all good tidings all around the entertainment world. Listen, the economy's taking a hit. they needed a power couple. They needed a white power couple, so they got Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. But there's a segment that is not exactly happy about this new union.
Yes. And we're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about that tonight. I wonder who they are.
Yeah.
I really do. Mm-hmm. I wonder who the ostracized minority group, and I do mean minority group, who they are these days. Mm-hmm. And they are mighty upset, very, 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 very upset that Travis Kelce has found new love. And that is the segment of, you guessed it, black women. Hmm. Yes, indeed. The modern black woman. Here's the thing about Travis Kelce that white black women held so dear. They thought of him as the next zaddy.
Oh.
The next big zaddy, because they had Alex Ohanian. What did Alex Ohanian run again? Is it Reddit or something like that?
I think it was Reddit.
Is it Reddit, right?
Reddit.
He's the owner of Reddit. You know, he's a 7-figure man. You know what I mean? Married to Serena Williams, and that was the biggest zaddy they had. Well, again, you could call Prince Philip a zaddy. You can. But Meghan Markle, really?
Prince Harry.
Prince Harry. There you go, Prince Harry.
Sorry,
Prince Harry. Prince Harry. You're right.
But people don't really see it that way. I don't really see it that way. I think what you're talking about is more of the... you're more on lines when you're talking about the Alex Ohanian thing.
Alex Ohanian, yes. I think Alex Ohanian is the one. Well, remember, Alex Ohanian and Serena Williams went to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's wedding.
True.
They're one of the wedding party. So, yeah, I mean... Well, Meghan's like the 1/18th, so do they really take her into the black community? Is it like a victory for black women and swirlers everywhere?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. Well, anyways, they did make it black. I tell you what, that wedding was black. That Prince Harry wedding was really black. They got the choir singers and they had the black minister.
Her mother was in attendance.
Her mother was in attendance. Is right. That's right. You know, the divorced mom, as always, holding it up for the matriarchy, the modern women everywhere, first generation modern women. You know what I mean? And hey, listen, it was a great occasion, nonetheless. But again, the black women were very upset that Travis Kelce, who on average dated black women in his past. Like, he had, I think, 2 or 3 former black girlfriends.
Okay. Yeah.
And he decided, they're very upset that he went home. Travis went home.
Like, E.T., go home.
He went home. He said, you know what? I'm sick of the big asses. I'm sick of the
Well, I don't know if he said that.
No, I think he did. Well, listen, if you saw Taylor Swift, you'd understand. He's very sick.
Okay.
He was very sick. He was just homesick. He said, I need a little flatness in my life, both titties and ass. And I need a woman who can what? 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 He needed to go home. Let the man go home. Let the man go home. But no, black women didn't want him to go home. They wanted him to stay and stay forever so that they can throw Travis Kelce in our face and say, look, we got a zaddy, and now we are free from the encumbrances of you. But
no, it doesn't work that way.
But my man Taylor Swift decided, you know what? We need a power couple in media, in entertainment, in sports. So we need a new power couple. We can't have Jay-Z and Beyonce have all the spotlight, because that was the premier power couple, right?
Right.
Which still is, really. Right. But now,
in entertainment, absolutely.
In entertainment, it is.
I would think so.
In entertainment, it is. Yeah, but so. They had the cross board. They need sports and entertainment.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? It's like it was like the WWE. You needed sports and entertainment. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they decided to bring the two together, and they are doing swimmingly well. She's been to every game of Travis because, of course, she can afford to travel.
Mm-hmm. She's up in the nice suites.
Oh no, she got top tier suites. Yeah. Her dancers, her entourage, everyone are there cheering on Travis and whatever the other players on the field do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, whatever the guy's squatting over. I mean, they're looking at their butts rather than
I know
place.
who's happy about it on his team, Patrick Mahomes.
Well,
because he said a lot of that media spotlight's off him.
Well, let's not go to Patrick because black women might be upset at Patrick. They upset.
Okay.
Patrick. They don't. That's a sore topic. So that's why they said, okay, you have Patrick. We must have Travis.
Gotcha.
You see the parallels here, but you know.
No, I get you. I hear you.
But let's get into it. Let's get into the. I mean, we've had a little quick discussion about it, so let's get into the browser here and get over there. And I want to talk about first the origins of how black women wish to separate, because again, wish to swirl and have a zaddy, and a key zaddy at that, in the within the Western world. Because again, this is not something that's new. Remember, you have Love in Virginia, which was the first interracial couple that outlawed the ban on interracial marriage in the United States. That was
Correct.
Loving, which was a black woman and white man.
Yes.
That was Loving in Virginia.
Yep.
And you have things previous to that, which include, well, listen, let's call it spade, guys. Through Jim Crow, through slavery, through all things as such. Black. Even into Egyptian times with Cleopatra and all that. Black women have always tried to find a way to their zaddies. But the only thing is that for the most part, the things never really held true. So this is not something new. This is not something that happened within the women's movement and feminism and all this other and the last 30 years of black female superiority over black men. Which never really happened. But anyways, it's something that has always been researched and tried, but it never really held true because, again, as will be seen by the stats, it's not as if all other races, including zaddies, including white men, are running to black women in particular. But let's get into the history. Let's get into the background of swirlers right now. And we're going to be going with our guy, Mr. Yes, indeed, Medium Man. Oh, Medium Man is killing these YouTube streets right now. Shout out to Medium Man. Fair use, fair use, fair use. He is killing these things in the YouTube streets, and he has something to say about the background of what black women have always wanted. And he has this video out right now that's saying black women admit black men black women admit what black men have always understood. I think the video is self-explanatory. It basically shows that, in terms of attitude, white men get the best attitudes of black women. Well, let's test that theory right now. Let's go for it. Let's check it out. Thank you for joining me on Talk Live on IG and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's do this.
Know what to do for black men? Do for black men what you would do for a white man. That would be just fine.
I was listening to this interview a while back when it first came up. I was like, wow, that makes sense. But I still wasn't sold because I didn't have any tangible evidence to prove that black women actually do code switch or change if and when they're with a white man. But lo and behold, we have this video.
If you want to date outside of your race, you need to be disciplined. When they say we're going to the gym at 5:30 in the morning, you better be up at 5 o'clock getting ready. They are not going to deal with the lack of discipline. And what we make black men put up with, they are not going to go for that. And what we make black men put up with, they are not going to go for that. What we make black men put up with, they are not going to go for that.
Moving a little further here. We're gonna move a little further.
Black men want. They just don't care in regards to giving us what we ask for. So being agreeable, to losing weight. And I'm gonna show you a clip from an old Kevin Samuels video when he made an appearance on the Lead Attorney's channel with a content creator named Suzette Speaks. And this was a clip that stuck out to me, and it got me interested in the conversation of wondering if black women change when they're with white men. This was something that was brought up to me by some folks in the comment section, and I told them that I would do a little bit of research, and if I can't find anything tangible, then there's really no point, because the black community is great at not acknowledging the black male experience. So if I sit here and say, oh yeah, I heard that black women know how to act when they're with white men, that's easily something that they can debunk, because it's just me saying that. And there's also a few guys in the comment section saying that, hey, they do know how to act when they're with white men. So that brings us to tonight's show. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. And again, this is a video from the Lead Attorney's channel where Kevin Samuels and Suzette Speaks was having a conversation in regards to, do black women know how to compete for a man? And this is a lead-in to the video that I found on TikTok.
That's sorry to interrupt, but I see that. The only people that talk like Mr. How Kevin has just expressed himself, and it was, again, at an earlier time in my life, are like, and not to be like classist, but my hood cousins talk like that. My hood, younger female cousins would be like, you have to fight for your money, you have to fight and get him. Mm-hmm. They were talking like that from day one. And again, I was taught, and again, that's no excuse. That's like, whoa, that's like, not cool, low class, whatever. But yeah, they were very in tune with that. And they were very in tune with their being this war, this competition.
Now, Kevin Samuels is about to use his his Uno reverse card. And listen to what Kevin says. This is very key as the lead-in to the video that I'm about to show you guys. Here we go.
Well, see, so I'm going to use my Uno reverse card now. I don't buy that. I'm going to tell you why. Because all I have to do to get a different outcome is change the two men. I bring in two white men, Italian men, little brown, dark hair, good looking, and have 8 black women in there. Automatically, they look at those men and know. Stick, knife, they know. What do you start?
Before I go on with this, and you can see this on live on YouTube, the fact of the matter is, as soon as she said white men, as soon as she said it, her back got straighter. She got a more serious demeanor. Mm-hmm. She knew that this is no time to play. This is no time to lack. This is no time to slack around. She knew that she had to be on her best behavior in front of them. It's like being in a employer-employee environment. You're always going to have your best appearance in front of the employer because you're getting paid by them, right? So, even though with black men you get generational wealth, but that's payment in and of itself. But again, you always have to be in your best behavior. And you can see as soon as she said white man, upper back went. She got sharper. She got more serious. She got more, I think more, I would say more gracious in her appearance with them because again, it's time to please. Basically, it's time to please. Let's move on.
You start to see they start smiling. Posture stands up. They're not looking to see what's going on. They're looking to see who's moving toward the stick. Flipping their hair. Black women know non-black man, he ain't gonna put up with this bull crap. He has to be competed for. But you know what? If I get Prince Henry, or if I get the dude from Red, if I get him, I get extra points. Especially if he's a man of value. Oh man. So no. And the funny thing is, black women, you want to know what to do for black men? Do for black men what you would do for a white man, and that would be just fine.
Did y'all hear that? Kevin Samuels just said that, hey, if black women wanted to know what would make black men happy, do what you would do for a white man, and we would be just fine. And when I heard that, when I was listening to this interview a while back, when it first came up, I was like, wow, that makes sense. But I still wasn't sold because I didn't have any tangible evidence to prove that black women actually do code switch or change if and when they're with a white man. But lo and behold, we have this video. So let me show you what I'm talking about here.
Before we go into that, I want your take on things. Do you see that yourself when you have black women in a white man's presence? Does their demeanor change once in their presence?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I've been through it. Seen it personally.
Do you have an example of this yourself?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I went out one night, and I was just in a club casually talking to people. I was talking to a young sister, and I noticed that when she was in the presence of men that were not black, she was very pleasant, she was very nice, and she was with some other women that I knew. Okay. And when she got in my presence, her demeanor completely changed. And
in what way?
She just became very cold, standoffish, and she started asking me questions like, do you have any kids? How many kids do you have? You must have this many. And she just went in. So, yeah, I do see the code switch. I won't say it's for everybody, but I do say there is a segment of our people that do. We have, one of the problems we have, E-Rock, is that the value that we have for each other, we see through the eyes of the dominant society. So, take it like this. When we look at each other, we talk about the whole thing of Black Lives Matter and Black Lives this, and we don't
have to get into Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, but that's just one of the things I was going to use as an analogy.
Yes.
We look at each other through the eyes of the way the dominant society judges us and looks at us. So we don't look at each other with the inherent value that we have as humans. We look at each other with, what do we have? What do you bring? How much money do you have? What are you doing in life? And then we judge each other based on that. And then we feel some sort of, like, I feel almost times when I'm talking to black women, it's almost like they look at me having some sort of inferiority complex to them. Like, you're not educated. You're not smart. You don't know how to hold a conversation. But you don't nothing.
So they have certain prejudicial attitudes towards you rather than they would to,
and
an average white guy.
And to white men who may not even be in that standard of intellect or perseverance, they won't act like that. They know
achievement, as you say.
They know exactly how to behave.
Right. So it doesn't matter what level of life a white man is. He always has this automatic, as they say, pass with black women in terms of their standing.
Correct.
So therefore, they have to be on their best behavior for them. But the best of black guys, still have to prove themselves to black women in order to gain the same sort of treatment.
Correct. I'll give you another example. I know a young sister. She had broken up with a man. I think the man was Middle Eastern or Persian.
Okay.
And one day I was talking to her. I said, "What's going on?" She was, "I'm going on a date." And I said, "With who?" She goes, "Oh, this guy." And I said, "Wasn't he the guy you were talking about that dumped you?" "Yeah, but I want to go on a date to find out what happened and clear the air." And I'm like, that's a big pass. Because I know if that was me, I wouldn't get a second date.
Yes.
I wouldn't even get a phone call returned.
Right. So from what you're telling me is, she was still willing to give that man a second chance, even though he cheated her,
and dumped her.
Oh, after he dumped her.
Well, he dumped her, and then she was trying to find out why he dumped her. So that's why she wanted to have a date with him.
To find out why he dumped her.
Right.
And which, in other words, she's trying to get back in his good books, basically. Get back in his good graces, as they say.
But I know if that was me, that would not happen. It would be done for it. Delete his number, block him on social media. Do not talk to this guy. So there's a code switch. There's a big, big code switch.
So such is the burden of performance of black men with their own women in order to gain their best behavior. Is that right?
Amen.
Let's continue.
Yeah, I know what to do.
As black women, I must attest that we
look at what that says before we even get started.
This is big. Fair use. This is big.
From black women is only reserved for white men. Get rid of the mean face, smile, talk first, say hello, be his peace. Let's continue.
Sometimes have that resting bitch face. Get rid of it, because that's going to immediately intimidate a white guy to be like, oh yeah, no, never mind. She's probably not even interested or don't even want to be bothered. Crack a smile. Crack a smile, a little wink, or, a little flirtatious type of motion or gesture. That is going to get his attention, baby. Do not be afraid to speak first. Say hello. Hello does not hurt anybody. Actually, believe it or not, sometimes a hello can go a long way. You make somebody's day sometimes by just saying hello.
You have a wife.
Stop for a second right there. This is exactly what Kevin Samuels was complaining about 2 or 3 years ago. That he can't even get a smile from his women. As accomplished as he was, as well-to-do as he could be, as he was himself, he could not get the sort of appreciation from his own women that white men could. All these things that he literally said he wanted from his women for himself, he could not. It was only reserved for white men. The smile, the resting bitch, the smile, the resting bitch face gone, the hello, the wink, the flirting, the sort of, the sort of positive energy that came from black women.
Mm-hmm.
That was so hard for us to get. And the fact of the matter is, it was so frustrating to see. And as Kevin said himself, that is all black men have been asking for. Literally. From the dawn of time, that's all we've been asking for. A smile, a look, a gesture. But we have to prove our performance before we get that.
Just being pleasant.
Just be pleasant.
Right.
Just literally be pleasant.
Just extend courtesy and be pleasant.
And this is why, and I think this is why a lot of interracial dating is sort of catnip to a black man, because they'll get that from a white girl. They'll get that, well, to a certain extent, from a Latina woman. They'll get that from other races except their own. It's like they say, you're never a king in your own country. You're never a king in your own country. It's only when you're gone that you are revered or vilified.
It's true.
Right?
Or valued.
Or valued.
Is when you're gone.
Exactly.
You're not there.
Absolutely. Continuing.
All right. So she started off hot. So basically what she was saying, she's giving black women education on how to act with white men. And basically everything that she said is what black men have been trying to tell black women to be or to change, and everything will be fine. But instead of doing that for black men, they're willing to do that for a white man. No matter if white men are really trying to marry black women, as we all know, only 4% of married white men are married to black women.
Stop. Just go back to that stat. This is key right here. I'm going to remember this timestamp. I got to timestamp this right here. There we go. Mm-hmm. Looking at these stats, you can see it here on Talk Live. I'm married black women compared to married black men, right? Again, black men are married at a higher rate than black women. Okay, I say 33% of black men are married in the United States, and that differs between and that differs from country to country in the Western world. But we can go this as pretty much a barometer. And 27%? Yes. 27% of black females are married. Right? And of those stats, remember, 85% of black men have a black wife. But look at this. When it comes to marrying interracially, black men have, 8% of them are married to a white spouse. They have 4% married to to a Hispanic spouse, and then 3% to other. So that could be Chinese, Indian, whatever stats, right? Asian, Indian, Middle Eastern, anything other there. So for black women, 93% are married to black men. Yeah. So despite it all, despite these sort of attitudes that black women carry into any sort of mating strategy,
still marry black men.
They have no choice, really. And we'll get into that. There is no choice, really. And of that group, only 4% are married to white men, 2% to 2% to Hispanic, and 1% to other, right? So we're marrying outside of our race at double the rate.
When it comes to
8% compared to 4%.
When it comes to white, that is.
Well, when it comes to white women. Yes, exactly. So clearly, when we go outside our race, there's a good chance we may not come back. But when black women go outside the race, chances are there's a good chance that they'll come back. Right? Mm-hmm. That's one thing we have to realize here. So when it comes down to it, you may have these attitudes against, guys like ourselves. But the fact of the matter is, it's not as if you could take that attitude on the road and win most days.
No.
Most days you can't.
No, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. And we know what happens to black women when they go outside the race. I mean, I've already talked about it on Talk Live recently. Mm-hmm. Usually they're fetishized. And what do I mean by fetishization? They're seen as sexual objects, as they provide on TV, mm-hmm. as they provide in media,
yep.
as they provide on social media as well.
Yep. Absolutely. As
they see in music videos and such.
Yeah.
And other white guys say, you know what? I just see you as a sexual object, as I see on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So all I want to do is have a nice, good time, a good shag, and I'll be on my way. Thank you very much. But the thing about it is, that's what. Well, let's just let it continue because that's what gets them angry. But we'll delve into that a little later. I'll delve into that a little later. Let's move on.
Married to black women. However, the free promotion that black women give them, it's amazing. And to see this black woman give other black women advice, and don't take my word for it. You can go on TikTok, and I'm pretty sure you can find this video. Go to her comments and see.
Look at all this stuff.
Look at it. Black women was under the comment section saying, yeah, that's right, because when I approach white men, I got to make sure that I'm on point. If it was just them, 2, 4, 5 black women saying this, it'd be different. But it was thousands of black women co-signing this. So that's why this video was so important to get the word out. Like, hey, man, it's not that black women don't understand what black men are saying. They just don't want to do it for you. So let's continue.
Boyfriend, do not use the N-bomb in front of him. If you're in his company, don't use the word. And she was like, Keena, I use the word, so he think he can use the word. And I'm like, he think he can use the word.
Deliver it. And also question your part.
Please watch this clip. If you're on YouTube, please watch this segment of the clip. It is priceless. I showed it to my man today, and he was stunned. This is going to shock you if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live. Let's go.
Look, it says what a black woman should expect by dating a white man. Part 2.
If he has opposing views on something as a black woman that you are very passionate about. You want to hear more about that? Get my book, A White Man's Whore.
That's what we've come to. Wow. You heard the title of the book?
This is one of your representatives, Black.
You heard the title of the book.
This is one of your representatives.
This is what we've come to.
This. Have we come to this? I need to hear this again. I could not believe she said it. But the book is out now. The book is out now, people. Let's hear it again. Just for those who may want to, buy the book. Let's go.
You want to hear more about that? Get my book, A White Man's Whore.
I told you this has been started since slavery, right? I told you that. Y'all didn't believe me. Her book said it all. That's a slave mentality.
It's more painful than the workout you put me through.
Sometimes you got to work like a slave to live like a king.
Oh. She published a book called White Man's Whore.
Quick question. Is she in a sunken place? Would she be in the sunken place?
Good question.
Good question. I'm just saying. This is sunken place 101 right here. Mm-hmm. This is sunken place. Fall down into the floor. I'm just saying. Fall into the floor. Where's that thing? Holy shoot, wait a second. Oh, sorry. Fall into the floor. Fall into the floor.
Yeah. Let's continue.
One of the keys of keeping a healthy relationship with a man or keeping a man is to keep the peace. Be his peace. Have this kind of atmosphere where If you're around him, he knows it's peaceful.
Black women, if you want to date a
Be his peace. Have black men been asking black women to be their peace through the ages?
Oh yeah.
See, that's what Kevin Samuels is saying. He's been asking black women to be
Peace.
our peace, but yet they don't want to submit to us. But Zaddy walked down the street. Oh, his peace is automatic. And yet we have this woman here again. Let's get through it. Come on, because I had to do with this guy here. Pause.
outside of your race, you need to be disciplined. When they say we're going to the gym at 5:30 in the morning, you better be up at 5 o'clock getting.
You better be up at 5
They
o'clock.
are not going to deal with the lack of discipline, and what we make black men put up with, they are not going to go for that. And what?
Oh my God. Let's go back. We got to hear that again. Hold on.
Fear, where if you're around him, he knows it's peaceful.
Black women, if you want to date outside of your race, you need to be disciplined. When they say we're going to the gym at 5:30 in the morning, you better be up at 5 o'clock getting ready. They are not going to deal with the lack of discipline, and what we make black men put up with,
Oh.
they are not going to go for that. And what we make black men put up with, they are not going to go for that. And what we make black men put up with, they are not going to go for that.
As Kevin Samuels once said, you can't make this shit up.
No, you can't. Facts are all
Well,
there.
there you have it. I mean, like I said, guys, the message is clear. I'm sorry. It took me a while to find this stuff, but I was able to do it. And that last one, she said that she's educating black women like, hey, man, if white men want you to go to the gym and get in shape at 5:30 in the morning, get your ass up. And she also said what we put black men through, like they do it, you know, understanding that they're doing it for a reason. And like I said, man, I really can't. Black women, there's nothing I can do to defend you guys on this. And that's why on the thumbnail, I'm telling black women to stop listening to black men, because we've already said enough. We've already proved that y'all don't listen to us. You guys understand. And I know, and let me be clear, I know it's not all black women. I know there's going to be some people in the comment section that say, well, it's not all black women that feel like that. I understand that. I have some great black women that follow my channel because they
Sorry, my bad.
know that I'm not coming from a hurtful place. I'm just presenting what I see. So I'm not going to go through the rigmarole of sitting there saying, oh, not all. When I say black women, I'm talking about the majority. So let's be clear. You can exclude the black women who are married to black men, and also exclude some of the black women who are married to white men and non-black men as well, because all of those women aren't divestors. I have multiple friends that are married interracially, black women, Asian, black women, white men, so on and so forth. They don't identify as divestors or swellers. They just found somebody while they was in the military, they clicked, they married. So I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the majority of black women who are still on the dating market and they are trying to get married. You guys understand what black men have been saying, but the funny thing is that black women are encouraging other black women to do that for white men. So, and like I said, the free promotion is at an all-time high. I've seen so many channels where there's been black women championing interracial dating, in particular trying to marry white men. But the funny thing is that's not left up to them. It's left up to the white men who are viewing them on the dating market. And I know that when I say this,
I'm glad you whispered that into my ear, because it's a point. It's a point of reference, because a lot of women don't get this, and we need to explain this again. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Fresh and Fit for this. Women decide on who sexual relationships shall be created.
Yes.
Right?
They run that.
They run that. But when it comes to relationships and marriage,
and
it's
picking
men
a
do.
mate.
And picking a mate, it's men who do it. It's men who do it.
Men who do it.
Right? So when these girls are trying to when these black girls are trying to, fall hand over fist in order to get these men. Mm-hmm. I mean these white men, I'm saying here. it's funny how really funny how all they need to do is transfer that behavior over to black men, and more of them will be married. You know that?
That's a really.
They would probably be they would not be the least married women on the planet.
That's a very powerful and true statement.
If they transfix their attitudes from white men and all of the races over to black men, a lot more of them would be married today. And I mean a lot more. They would not be the least married women on the planet. They would not be the least demanded women on dating apps. Why? Because, and here's the twist though. Here's the twist. With that, marriage and black women's stats going up, guess who will notice? Other races will notice. They say, what's making black women so good? I wonder why are people running in droves? Because the same thing they can say that about Asian women too. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, listen, Asian women are white guys' kryptonite. It's just a white woman in a different flavor. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. Right? It's their kryptonite. I mean, that is seen as the greatest interracial agreement and arrangement and marriage these days in the modern world is Asian women, and white men. Mm-hmm. Right? That's seen as number one. Mm-hmm. Like that outshadows like most things, because again, it's just white women in a different shape. That's it. And if they see that black women are being married, guess what? More white guys will say, "Wait a minute, why are all these black men in demand for black women? I want some of that." And you'll probably get more interracial dating. And that's a funny thing. That's a real twist on things, isn't it? The more black men you get, probably the more white men you get, because you're more in demand by men.
Your stock and value goes up. On the dating market, that is.
Now you get it. Mm-hmm. That just came to me.
That's actually very brilliant.
That was a moment of clarity on my part.
Yeah, that's very brilliant.
I have a lot of those. Let's go.
And you guys, when I say this, you know what I'm talking about. Pro-blacks. Pro-black men will get in my comment section when they hear me say
okay, we're going to leave it right there, because, again, he's going to go into the pro-black section, that sort of thing and such. So we at least know the background of why, of attitudes with white men and how black women react to them, and that is they see them as like, the best thing since sliced bread. The ice cream sundae on a hot summer's day. They just can't get enough of it. They see the Haagen-Dazs on a cold night. They just eat it all up. Eat them all. What? It's true. Well, they got to get the hits from somewhere. Anyway. Anyways, we're gonna move on here, and thank you very much to Medium. Like, subscribe to the Medium, man. Medium's that do wonderful things in the YouTube streets, calling these girls out for what they are. And we're going to move on to someone new here on the show, and that is, oh shoot, let me get his name first, please, and thanks. Let me just get out of here. I think it's the Defran Show. Defran Show, it looks like he's like part, he's part Arab, part black or something, Defran. So we have his video here of how black, we just want to try and capture social media's attitudes at this point, especially in black Twitter and black YouTube and all these other things. So we're just gonna get into this here from Defran Show. Shout out to Defran Show. Like and subscribe to Defran Show. He's doing wonderful things in the YouTube streets, and we're ready to go here. So I just want to catch how black social media is especially with the women, are reacting to Travis Kelce. Let's go.
Greatest of all time. Him, Rob Gronkowski, Tony Gonzalez, Tino Gates, Shannon Sharp. That's the five, right? So, anyways, he has seemingly bagged Taylor Swift. You know Taylor Swift. She is white Beyonce, right? So now social media,
white Beyonce,
they go and they run with the narrative. Oh, look, Travis Kelce left this black queen for Taylor. He downgraded. Why would you go from this to that and this to that, right? So this is a couple tweets of people on social media. So This is Carlos Miller, right? Obviously from 85 Stars. I even seen the name, but Carlos Miller says, a rich white man left a fine black woman for a white woman that's richer than him. That makes perfect sense to me. Now, I don't know if he was trying to insinuate here, what he's trying to say here, but even the narrative that he left, like, people are acting like him and this chick, Kayla Nicole, haven't been broken up for, like, years. Like, they're saying, like they was dating. Travis Kelce said, oh, shit, I got a shot at Taylor. Drop you like a bad habit and then run to the white woman, right? That's how they're acting like it went. So, Travis Kelce legit lost his swag overnight. Closeness to fine-ass black women is a game changer. Closeness to black culture when it suits you, I see you. So, like, let me ask you a question. When a white person dates a black person ever in life, are they not only locked in to date that person forever? And as a man, now, I'm not saying Taylor Swift, just put it in your life. Right? If you're a man and you have the opportunity to date one of the, if not the most famous artists in the world, and now you're not even like, we're getting married, just chop it up. We're going to go to dinner. She's going to come to my game. I'm going to drive around in the convertible. Like, why would you not do that? Why is it got to be this? Why is everything got to be some essay about race and Travis Kelce lost his swag overnight, closest to fine-ass black women? He's not been dating a black chick for a while. Like, when did him and this Kayla Nicole chick break up?
Before we go there, listen, he hit the nail right on the head. This man has an opportunity, well, most white guys, most people would say of a lifetime, right? Taylor Swift is the biggest star, pop star, media star in the game today, right? There's no movie star bigger. There's no musician bigger. There's no one in entertainment bigger than Taylor Swift right now. Like, she's doing tours around the world. They're selling out every show, and they're doing weeks on end in certain places. Like, I think she's coming to Toronto for like a week.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's already sold out.
Correct.
Every last show, every last seat, she's huge. And she has the eye out for Travis Kelce.
Right.
Kelce said, you know what? This is a great way to get my numbers up on Instagram. This is a great way to get some exposure on myself. It's a great way for me to get a whole lot of media attention, so it forwards my career. Why the hell should I not do that?
And what's interesting about it too is she went for a masculine guy, a very, very
Thank you.
Football gladiator.
Thank you.
Big,
very
powerful,
good point.
Bearded.
Very good point.
Tough.
Because she's around the Alphabet Gang.
Well,
she's around the Alphabet Gang most of the day because that's her dancers, that's her backup crew. It's like, listen. Yeah.
The thing is, she wants that strong male energy, and a lot of women, black or white, long for that strong male energy.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
Whether they want to admit it or not, they do.
Well, listen, that's what it comes down to in terms of mating, in terms of assortative mating, right? Yeah. They want someone who can protect and provide. They want, when it comes to like, in terms of like friendly relationships, sure, you can have like, a gay friend here and there and everywhere, right? But when it comes to actual marriage, especially if you're heterosexual, you want the biggest form of masculinity you can get, right? And listen, Taylor Swift is no different. She wanted a man who would give her satisfaction, who was big, who was strong, who was visible. She wanted a man's man.
Yep.
And that's who Travis Kelce is. He's sought after by a lot of women, including black women. They be chasing after him. Remember that reality show he had? Mm-hmm. That was it now? It's like Best Catch or something like that. I don't know the hell. It's like, I don't know. It was a fishing show or a goddamn football show.
What is he? 6'3", 6'4", 250?
6'3", 6'4", 250. Two-time Super Bowl champion. He's well on his way to a third. He is one of the best tight ends of all time, if not the best tight end of all time when it's all said and done. Mm-hmm. This man is going places. And
she picked the cream of the crop.
She picked the cream of the crop.
When it comes to masculinity.
Yes, indeed.
She sure did.
She went for the especially cream. Under the American landscape, right? Because there's no better show of masculinity than a football player. You can say baseball as well, basketball too, but football, especially the white folks.
American football, yes.
It's the biggest sport in America. It's the biggest sport. Well, it's the most lucrative sport in the world. but not the biggest sport in the world. We know that
it's a gladiator sport.
It's a gladiator sport, but it is the biggest sport on the American landscape. And she will. And listen, it's a great union. She gets a manly man who's in the spotlight. Mm-hmm. And he gets only the best in pop culture right now, and that is Taylor Swift, mm-hmm. right?
And a woman who presents herself as very feminine.
And as my man said, the black Beyonce. The white Beyonce.
And a woman who presents herself as very feminine as well.
And one who presents herself as very feminine. Okay? Ass not included.
I'm sure she's friendly. She's agreeable.
Yes.
I'm sure she's down home.
Fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive. Even with all her money.
I'm sure she is.
She came to him. She came to his stadium. It's not as if he went to a concert and he met her backstage. Mm-hmm. She came to him and she stayed in the stands and watched him work.
Correct.
What more can you ask for? This woman is worth way more than Travis Kelce. But guess who wanted to be submissive? Black women take note.
I gotta see how long this was. Because I know it wasn't recent. Because he had a whole dating show, Kelly Nicole and Travis breakup. When the fuck this happened? And I ain't even really, I feel like I'm on E! News right now. But people are just, so because of her, he was single 23, they did it on and off for 5 years. I'm in the free market.
Okay.
Oh, so what? They just broke up? I guess they've been broke up. Regardless, it's they broke up in 2022. I guess what these niggas been not dating each other. This nigga had a dating show and all kind of shit. So anyway, I don't give a fuck. 2022, a year, months, years, a long time ago.
Yeah, you go.
It wasn't just like Taylor Swift come to the picture, drop her, pick up this one. But regardless, close to the black culture when it suits you. I see you.